Hi all, Mark Longman here. I'm going to talk today about energy mapping as a way of looking at your day, looking at the activities you do and where you draw energy from and things that maybe take more of your energy away. Thought it was important to look at today. It's almost 39 degrees is going to be here today in Perth. I think it's 37 something at the moment, so it's a bit warm, a little bit energy sapping, and so I thought this would be a good topic to talk about today. So the concept of energy mapping is something that I learnt doing the Design Your Life course through with Stanford University, and this idea of sort of mapping out your tasks over a day or even a week, and looking at what are the sorts of things that give me energy, that I feel energized doing, and what are the sorts of things that are energy sapping, that actually drain my energy and take the longest. So for example, if I look at my own day today, so I've got a fairly good commute into work, so it's just under an hour. So if I look at it from a commute point of view, it actually used to be quite energy sapping. It used to be a bit draining. And so what I did is I looked at this in another way and thought, okay, well, how do I make this, as a result of doing some energy mapping and identifying that this was an area that I felt drained me a bit, I had to work out a way. I can't get rid of the commute. It's what I've got to and from work at the moment. But I could tweak it a little bit to maybe make it a bit more energy giving. So what I did is started listening to audiobooks and podcasts. And so now my commute in the mornings, some days I get here and actually don't want to have got here. Like I want the drive to be longer because I'm still listening to a podcast. And so I've used this as a way now that this is something I look forward to, and my drive in the morning now is actually something I look forward to because I get to tune into the latest episode of a podcast I'm listening to, or get into an audiobook or something like that. So that's one way that you can use energy mapping, is to readjust certain things or to readjust the schedule, the order of things you're doing in a day. So for example, I energy mapped my day today. So I get up in the morning, and so I got up at 6:30. I have put breakfast and a coffee, and I sit down and I've just started a little gratitude journal. So I just simply reflect on 3 things from the day before that I'm grateful for, and just put them in my gratitude journal. So that's something that actually gives me a bit of energy. I'm enjoying doing that. It's something new for me, but I'm finding that it is helping and certainly gives me that's something that I find gives me a bit of energy to start the day. I enjoy doing it, enjoy reflecting on those things. Then obviously getting ready, getting dressed, that sort of stuff, is not really an energy giving exercise, but it's not overly energy sapping, sort of somewhere in the middle there. And then obviously my commute to work. So I find that gives me some energy. That's something that I enjoy doing now. I put a podcast on, and I was listening today to the Perth Small Business Show. It's a new podcast, and just tuned into that, listened to 2 episodes. That was great. And then obviously once I get to work, so I find that things that tend to give you energy are things that, where you get into a flow. So those sorts of things where you get in and, 2-3 hours pass before you know it. So this morning I was fortunate, I was creating some stuff, so I got to build some things. And so building and creating some new resources is something that I like. I enjoy the creative process. So I was doing that for about almost 2.5 hours, and that time went by really quickly because it's something that gave me energy. Conversely, I then had to go through and sort out some emails, go back and sort of, go through some emails, respond to some email queries, and clean out some emails, which is not a great chore that it was not a great task I enjoy doing. It's a bit of a chore. So I find that if I break that in a half-hour chunk, but it's quite energy draining. So by mapping your day out like this, you can actually look at tasks that give you energy. So you just, you have a little line, and, positive energy, things that give you energy up this side and things that drain your energy this side. And I just fill in my tasks for the day. I then rate them as to how energized I felt or how much energy they took to do those activities. And then it gives me something to look back on at the end of that day or the next day to see, okay, so what are the sorts of things that I really enjoy doing, things I can get into a flow about, and what are the things that really take my energy, that I really have to focus and really set aside time to actually work on on these things. And then as a result of that, I've got a bit of a picture. I can maybe readjust things in my day. So at times I'm generally more productive in the morning. I like doing things more in the morning than in the afternoon or the evening. So for me, tasks that I find a little bit harder or a bit more of a struggle, I'm better off to schedule in the morning. Things that give me energy, these activities that energise me, I'm better to do in the afternoons or the evenings because they naturally energise me anyway. So it's quite a simple little tool to use. As I said, it's definitely benefited me. I've been able to make a few little adjustments, like the commute to work, by adding something to that, adding podcasts into that has helped. And then other things with my emails, it's something that doesn't sort of energise me. And so I know that I need to schedule some time in the mornings to allocate to that task. So look, give it a try. You can just do it yourself on a piece of paper. You can also find the energy mapping sheet if you do a bit of a Google search for the Design Your Life resources. You'll find energy mapping. But otherwise, I said, simple case of just mapping out your day. What did you do for the day and at what times? And did it give you energy? Did it drain you energy? And then you can start to look at designing the way you do things and when you do things to better suit yourself. Cheers.